talking a lot about multiplication and adding up equal groups. Today we're going to practice splitting arrays. So we're trying to figure out how many squares are in this array. And this is a 7 by 9 array. So we think of it as 7 rows of 9. So when we look at rows, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 rows, so I'm going to write 7 rows. And in each row, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 squares. So we have 9 columns. So we know our rows are going across and our columns are going down. So we have 9 columns. So we're trying to figure out how many squares are in a 7 by 9 array, or 7 rows with 9 squares in each row. I don't know 7 times 9 off the top of my head. So we're going to be splitting our array to make it into a simpler problem to work with. So I don't know my 7s easily. So I'm going to split my array into 5 rows. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to split it right here. So I'm only trying to solve this array right here first. So I just split my array into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows of, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 squares in each row. So I know my 5s really well, so we can count by 5s to get there. We have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. So in a 5 by 9 array, there's 45 squares. So I just took my 7 by 9 array and I made it a little bit smaller, and I just found out that there's 45 squares in that section of my array. So now we still have this down here to find out this array, but it's a lot smaller, so it's easier to work with. So in this array, I have 2 rows, and in each row, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 squares. So I'm trying to figure out 2 times 9. So that's just 2 groups of 9. So 9 plus 9 is 18. So I know in this section of my array is 45 squares, and there's 18 squares down here. We use multiplication, so we don't have to count 1, 2, 3, 4. So now I have 45 squares plus my 18 squares. And I just have to add it together to find out how many squares are in my whole array. So I know 8 plus 5 is 13. And I have 4 10s plus 1 10 plus another 10 gives me 63 squares. So I know in my whole 7 by 9 array, I have 63 squares. So 7 times 9 is 63, or we think of it as 7 rows of 9 is 63 total squares.